Welcome to the next live session for basic accounts, advanced Excel for MSME.
Bye bye.
See, today everybody we are using computer for our data entry process, but most of you are using open source application. So MS Excel is another one open source application which is available at free of cost, as well as Office 365 paid versions also available. So what is the advantage of the MS Excel is this Excel which is we are using for a simple calculation to advanced data analytical process. Everybody can use this Excel for your day-to-day activities and for your data analytic process also you can use for data science, for business decision making you can use it. So today I am going to show few important tricks in MS Excel how to use for MSME for their accounting process. They need not to buy a licensed versions, any advanced ERP or any advanced language is not required for your business activity recording. Okay, so let us start. What is MS Excel? MS Excel is the Microsoft product which is using to record your transactions. Not only recording your transactions, which also using for your analysis and calculation purpose. Sometimes the same Excel we can use for GST compliance, the same Excel we can use for income tax compliance, the same Excel you can use for profit and loss account report preparing. So MS Excel, when you open it, it is a spreadsheet. So in earlier the people they were using Lotus 123 DOS based spreadsheet. After Windows came into the market, they developed a GUI spreadsheet model which is called Excel. The Excel is a very powerful tool. It has many predefined functions, it has many features, advanced data integration available. Any live data you can integrate here. So Excel gives lot of freedom to us to handle your data safely, securely and logically you can manage it. Okay, let me explain one by one. So how to handle the data in MS Excel? MS Excel is unlike a MS Word and MS PowerPoint. MS Word is a documentation purpose we are using. You see the document in MS Word, but MS Excel, you see there is no document. You can see there is a tables, rows and columns. So the horizontal line is a column, the vertical line is a row. The column named by alphabet, the row named by numeric. For example, you see A1 is the first column, first row. A2 the first column, second row. B2 second row, second column. So here you see there is a small boxes. The boxes you called as a cell. What do you mean by cell? Cell is nothing but intersection of rows and columns. Each cell there is a name. Where do you find the name? You can find the name here in the name box. You can find the name of the cell. So this name you can change. How do I change the name? For example, I change this one as a tax. The next one I can change as the total. So now the A1 became tax, A2 became total. How do I use this one? It's very simple. If you want to refer any reference, any cell address, you can put tax plus total. You may see answer is 0. Why? Because there is no value. When I put 10 and 340, there will be answer 350. So how it is came? Because here I am not using any numbers, I am indirectly calling the reference. So how do I edit this cell? Very simple. When you press F2, you can edit the cell. If you are not press F2, you overwrite your answers. So what do you mean that equal sign? What it defines? Equal sign is a symbol of the data what you have. If you don't have equal sign, it's a normal value. If you have a equal sign, it is a reference or it is a computed formula value. So the Excel, you may have two things. One is a normal value which may not have equal sign. If you start with equal sign, it is a computed value. Okay. So again I repeat you how to do that, how to name the cell. You can select the cell and you can change the name, and you can select the cell and you can change the name. The name which you can directly call so that is it work on. So that is the advantage. Okay. Now we come to the next important thing is what is value, what is formula. Here you look at that, this is value. Normally when I say 100, 200, 300 like this, these are all value. When I say name, tax, total, these are all values. Okay. So what is formula is, when you put equal sign, I can say B4 plus B5 plus A4, then you can see the answer. So when you want to compute something, you can use the equal sign. So the equal sign indicate that you are add something, you are going to add something, that's why the equal signs are coming up. If you are not putting equal sign directly, when you put B4 plus B5 plus A4, nothing will come. It's take as a normal value. Okay. So please remember, if you want to compute something, you must use equal sign. Okay. The next we are going to see that is how to use the predefined formulas in Excel. The Excel, when you look at that formula bar, when you go this one, the formula, there are a lot of predefined formulas available in Excel. Each one of them are using for a specific purpose. Excel made all this for the specific task. If you want to add something, you can use sum function. If you want to find the average, you can use average function. If you want to count the number of occurrence, you can use count number function. If you want to find the maximum of the given data, you can use max function. If you want to find the minimum of the given data, you can use min functions. These functions we called most frequent use functions. Okay. So these functions you can use most frequent using functions. Apart from that, you look at that, there is some categories are there. The first category, you see there is a financial category, logical category, text category, date and time category, lookup and reference category, max and trigonometry category, and more. So this is there are huge collections available in Excel. So as an Excel user, you may not use all the functions at a time. You may use sometime, depends on the need what you have, what kind of problem you have. Based on that solution you can choose. Suppose you want to do a simple analysis, you may use auto sum, average. These things is enough for you. You are going to analyze something, you can go to, you want to find the mean, median, mode, standard deviation and chi-square testing, ANOVA. If you want to do advanced statistical process, you may go data analytical process. So in Excel you have lot of features and advantage available. You don't want to go anywhere. Okay, so please, you can use the Excel for different purpose and different place and different purpose. Okay, let us start with a simple calculation. Let us take one case study. As a teacher of one particular class, she want to calculate the total mark and average. How to do that? It's very simple. You take one case study. As a teacher, I want to find the total mark for each student and I want to find the average. Let us start with one simple case study. Okay, let me explain one by one. I am going to take a 5 student in the class. First column will be the name, second column is mark 1, mark 2, mark 3. Mark 3. Let us take the name X, Y and Z. The random mark I am going to give 34, 67, 89, 23, 45, 56, 100, 99, 97. Okay, so now I want to calculate the total for each student. Usually what do you do? Usually we are using calculator to calculate it. In calculator what you do, you simply first you type 34 plus 67 plus 89. This is the work, this is the way you do calculation with the calculator. So once you press a equal sign, you will get an answer. If you want to do the same work for the second student, you have to do the same thing. So if you want to calculate 100 students, you have to do 100 times. So there is no use of the Excel if you use like this way. So but Excel, that will give you a more advantage, more flexibility. Don't use any constant value here. Instead of using the numbers, you can use the address. Let us say B2 plus C2 plus D2. It may return some answer, but that advantage is you need not to use the formula. You need not type the formula, the rest of the row. You just drag down. So the Excel will automatically relate that. That's what we are calling them as a relative reference. Am I right? I hope you understood what I am saying. So if you type the formula in one particular cell, that can be pasted in the rest of the cell. The advantage is you are typing only one formula which can be duplicated multiple times, because the data which we are arranged in a systematic way. That's what the Excel does it. Okay, sometimes some of the user you may use predefined functions. You put sum B2 colon D2. This is also possible. This is called predefined functions, which may also help you to add all the columns together. You just put the first column and the last column, the colon, which means the rest of the columns will be taken into the consideration. So this is the first case study I did for you, how to calculate the total. The next problem is the teacher wants to know the average mark of the each student. So what do you mean by average mark? Why do we want to calculate? The average mark is the mid value of the in the given range. Usually when you look at, you take the height of the classroom height of the one class. Okay, there will be a 60 student. You take a height, you take the measurement for 60 students. So you want to find the average height of the class is very simple. You just find the middle value. Similarly, for average mark, what is the quality of the student? How he performing? The total does not tell about who he is. So the average mark may help you to explain what he do, what he does, what he did. So now I go to average. You find average, same B2 colon D2, you can find the average mark. So the average mark for the first student is 63.33. So he is scoring first class in all the subject. You take the second student 31%, the fourth student 98%. So the average mark is very clearly tell you what is your data. This is the second one. The third one, I want to know the student maximum mark from the class, not for each student, each subject. So how to find the highest mark of the class? You can use max, then you put E2 colon E100. Now it's written, the answer is highest mark of the class. How to find the lowest mark? You can use min E2 colon E100. It's the lowest mark in the class. So you can find highest mark and lowest mark with the help of the min function. So these functions we called as most frequently using functions, which is available in Excel. You can see all these things in the main menu itself. Okay, I hope you understood how to use the functions and how to use the formulas and how to rename the cell also. Okay, now we move on to some advanced functions what we can use in Excel. You take the case study 2. Suppose I have a bag. In the bag I have a red ball, green ball, blue ball, red ball, green ball, white ball, yellow ball, red ball. Okay, now I want to count how many reds are there in the bag. If you want to count the red of the bag, you can use this function count A. What do you mean that A? A means that is not empty. Let us say I can start with the A2 to A9. I close it. So I tell about there is a 8 ball. There is a 8 ball. Out of 8 ball, I want to know how many red balls. If you want to find only red ball, you can use this count if the same range what you have. Then you put your criteria what you want to find. The answer is 3. So there will be a 3 red balls. There will be a 3 red balls. So count if means count is the function to count the number of occurrence. What is if? If is the function to satisfy the conditions. If the condition is not satisfied, it won't count. Suppose I want to make a dynamic conditions, you can put B9. So now I can type red is 3. Now I type green 2. Now I type yellow, I get 1. So it may change. This is for dynamic inputs I am passing into the formula. So you can also pass dynamic value also if you want. Okay, so again I repeat, I have a one bag. Inside the bag I have a red ball, green ball, red ball, green ball, white ball, yellow ball, like that. I want to find how many balls are there. You can use this function is count A. A means non-empty cells. There will be 8 balls. Out of 8, how many yellow I have, how many red I have, how many green I have. Suppose I want to enter how many black, so there will be a 0 because there is no black balls. I don't want to say 0, I want to say in a different answer there is no black ball. How to do that? You can edit that function is, you can put if this returns 0, you say A9 no balls. So no red balls, not A9, sorry, we have to put B9. There is no black balls. Okay, so when I put yellow, there is a false because you have to return the answer, right? You must return the answer. So what to do? Again you put count if A2 colon A9, then we put B9. There is a yellow ball. So when I say gray ball, there is no gray, no balls. It may return answer like this. So you can also customize the based on the answer what you want to return. Okay, the counting functions does how many numbers, what is the condition, what is the criteria. Then suppose I want to customize my message, you customize like this way. So why I am using here ampersand symbol? So the ampersand symbol I am using for to concatenate the two strings, two text. You cannot use plus symbol. When you want to add two numeric, you can use plus symbol. If you want to add two strings, you can use ampersand symbol with a concatenate. That is concatenate the things. Am I right? So concatenate. So today what you learn, these are all very practical cases which we are dealing with, that the count functions, count if functions, count a functions, and max function, min functions, everything are very good, very useful functions. Let me go to advanced, and the next one, the lookup functions. See, you see there is a lookup function. This is very important one. In most of the cases we are using VLOOKUP. We have VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, lookup, all the functions are there. What is that lookup function? Let me explain one by one. Let us take one simple example for the lookup. Lookup function, what is the syntax? So what value you want to look up? Suppose I want to look up apple. So where do you want to look up? I want to look up the value is apple, orange, pineapple, okay. Now what is the result you want? You want to bring second. I close it. So there is the answer is not applicable, which means there is no value at all. There is no value in the given range. So there is a error message. So the lookup means what do you want to look up? Example, now I'm going to arrange this value here. Apple, orange, pineapple, grapes, watermelon, and cucumber, like this. Okay, so now I can assign a name for it. These are all we called as fruits. I called as fruits. Now I'm going to change this lookup table as fruits. Fruits. So the one is the vector. So the apple is locating number one. So when I say instead of apple, I don't want to use this. I use A1 is my input, not applicable, which means there is no things. I put water, melon, so nothing will come because there is a spelling mistake. Yes, is correct. What I do, A1, nothing is coming. I can put apple, number one will come. When I put grapes, the grapes is not in the list. Why? Again I have to investigate. In formula you go to name manager, maybe the fruit is the problem. C2 to C9, yes, is correct, but why C or A, P, the grapes is coming, right? Can you put orange? So only the apple is working. Okay, so now we continue this to next class. Thank you for watching.